Welcome back to Cinemaflix Music Picks. I'm Davey, your host with the most, the beast with the least. Do you know, for a second there I forgot what my sign-in was and I had to think about it. I was literally about to come on and go, "Hi guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe." That's not my thing, man. I can't pull off that happy-go-lucky fucking hit the like button, smash that bell for notifications. Fucking bullshit, man. I would never get away with that. I'm far too jaded. But like Larry David and the producers, that's a Curb Your Enthusiasm Series 4 reference for anybody that wants to. But let's get on with today's subject, which of course is the albums that were in the year that was 2022. And at joint number 6 is the 1975's fifth album, Being Funny in a Foreign Language. I love the 1975. They are a bit of a Marmite band critically and publicly, but they've done really well even in the States, which is quite remarkable, considering some of their content, and also considering Matt Healy, the frontman and lyricist, his parents are Tim Healy and Denise Welch. Auf Wiedersehen, Pet in Coronation Street / Loose Women. What? Bizarre. So first of all, comes in a wee natty. I like that the sleeve has the actual name of everything. That's just blank. That's cool. It does have it in the bag, but you open up to get just like a little record. It does come in a sleeve. So I like to have more stuff on vinyl, but again it's space, and when everything's 3 times the price on vinyl, so you can get 3 albums. That's why I've got so many CDs from last year. You can get 3 times as many new albums to check out if you ditch vinyl. I mean, I have shown quite a lot of vinyl this month, but not too much. This album obviously came out last year, produced by Jack Antonoff, Uber producer. So they had another producer, I forget who, on board, but they kind of went behind his back and started new sessions with Jack Antonoff, who's Uber producer de jour, worked with Taylor Swift, worked with Lorde, massive Americana productions, lush and sappy sometimes. Very hit and miss producer for me, but a nice addition to the 1975 sound, I think, because let's get into the album. As with most of their albums, it starts with a song called The 1975. And first of all, the music is, as has been noted by everybody and their mother, it is LCD Sound System's All Your Friends. It is exactly the same track, just with new lyrics. But the 1975 can get away with that, because they are a band who admit they don't just wear their influences on their sleeve. They will reference them in songs. In interviews, they will say, just before we recorded, we just sat around and listened to Spotify and stuck this track on. They freely admit when they're not just inspired but wholesale lifting. Probably just on the side of not having to consult lawyers about songwriting royalties and things. But this album is probably the most concise. Their last album was 22 tracks, and it was really sprawling and epic in places, and some of it worked, some of it didn't, as will happen in such a massive album. But this album's 11 tracks. It's 43 or 44 minutes, and it's much more cohesive. It's probably their most mature album to date. But what I love is that being the 1975, mature doesn't mean too mature. You can be a bit more grown up, but you can still be a bit of a kid. So this 1975, I mean, it's a bit probably funny having to Google it, because you'd have to search for the 1975 by the 1975, and they've got like 4 songs called the 1975 already. But hey, so it starts with the LCD Sound System beat. But Matt Healy, one of my favourite lyricists of the last decade, and some people criticise this track for the lyrical content, but he goes back into when he was 17, when he was into his 20s, This'll get bigger if you know what I mean. I mean, he's singing it such a great. He's going, this'll get bigger if you know what I mean. And I'm sorry if you're living and you're 17. I heard it's en vogue to be super thin, but your friends aren't thick, so they can't come in. It's really wonderful stuff. I mean, it does. There are kind of juvenile lines in it about. Not knowing if you've hit a hard on or not. Yeah, I think I got a boner, but I can't really tell. But he's singing about a 17-year-old, so that happens when you're 17. I wish it happened at 37. But enough of my woes. And then he goes into his 20s. I'm sorry about my 20s. I was learning the ropes. I had a tendency of thinking about it after I spoke. We're experiencing life through the postmodern lens. Call it like it is. You're making out an aesthetic of not doing well and meaning all the bits of you think you can sell. Brilliant. I mean, I can relate to that. Who can? We're kind of piecing together what's left of us after life's taken its toll, and that means a lot more to. 5 years ago it might not have meant as much to a lot of people, but the last couple of years with the pandemic and things, people that have never had mental illness and feel like something's lost in their lives have had breakdowns and things, so it just bounces off the page. Criticising Matt's lyrics is just nonsense to me. He even does the kind of Stevie Wonder thing from Pastime Paradise, with the isolation, desperation, mutation. It goes, it's cynical, this Adderall and Viteral, and young people drinking Aperol, whimsical, political, liberal, with young people as collateral. Fantastic. And with the refrain, I'm sorry if you're living and it's 17. I'm sorry if you're living and you're 17. Because I'm bloody worried for 17-year-olds myself, so I'm glad what's Matt now, about 33, 34? Yeah, I think we're all bloody scared about what the world will look like for 17-year-olds in a few years. Happiness was the first single, I think, from the album, and it's lush, and it's just upbeat, infectious, and wonderful stuff. That is going to, a lot of people are probably finding their gateway into the band through Happiness, which was quite a successful single. Did really well. And I won't go through everything track by track, but part of the band. She was part of the Air Force. I was part of the band. I always used to bust into her hand in my imagination. I was living my best life, living with my parents. It sounds like one of the more upbeat Bon Iver songs. It's wonderful stuff. Fantastic. We get some really, by 1975 standards, saccharine tracks, but again, sounds like they're being influenced by saccharine tracks. There's a bit of like Lionel Richie and stuff in "Oh Caroline," and not to be mistaken with "Oh Carolina, Carolina" by Shaggy. "Oh Caroline" is just, you will find it either insipid and sappy, or you will find it to be a lovely change of pace for the 1975, depending on your point of view, and that follows straight into "I'm in Love with You," which is such a great song that you would not expect to be from the 1975 at all. I got it, I found it, I just got to keep it, don't fuck it, you muppet. It's not that deep. I've been counting my blessings, thinking this through, just like 1, 2, I'm in love with you. Who's not done that? Where you have to have that moment where you go, I think so. Am I in love? I think so. And hardly anybody writes about that. Again, Matt's he's a dude, man. He's a real human being. And again, on this album, he writes in a few places about falling for a guy, even though he's freely admitted he's only ever sexually been with women. He said he finds himself attracted to men. And he's a great LGBTQ plus, and I don't know, all the extras you want, ally. Wintering is one of my favourite songs. It's preceded by All I Need to Hear, which has a kind of Christmas feel, but then Wintering is the actual Christmas song, and I absolutely adore that. It's a more realistic Christmas song. It's about going home for Christmas and then how much of a nightmare it can be. About when you get back home, and how you meet people that you've not seen for ages who know you, family, friends, and just people in the local neighbourhood and whatever, and small talk, and they make you feel bad because you've not done much, and then when you get, you just get any arguments over Christmas dinner, and he sings specifically about his mother, Denise Welch. Mum's not a fan about that line of her back. She says it makes her sound frumpy and old, and I said, "Women, you are 64 years old." Denise Welch. He wrote about his mum having a bad back on the last album, and she took umbrage. And yeah, he's just putting it all out there. So he's literally telling you what happened over Christmas dinner. Drop the percussion. I want to have a discussion. It's Christmas. This is going to be a nightmare. I just came for the stuff and not to argue about nothing. Mark my words, I'll be home on the 23rd. He's not even going to last till Christmas. I mean, About You is one of the most... Human 2, About You, gorgeous as well. Absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous isn't a word I often associate with the 1975, man. I found some other stuff to be absolutely beautiful, but sumptuous and decadent and really, it's always heartfelt. I believe whenever Matt writes and sings, I believe what he's saying is what Matt feels. He's just got that wonderful quality of never sounding fake, even when it's coming across very egotistical. I don't think, or to other people, I don't think it does, because it sounds like somebody who can justify their sense of ego. There's a difference between arrogance and ego. And I think Matt is the difference. He's someone who epitomises the difference. And not to ignore the rest of the band. Everybody's on form here, but it's a very densely composed album where you're not going to confuse it with a standard rock album where you're going to be able to pick out lots of guitar parts and bass lines and drum fills and whatnot. It's so dense. Our super producer has given it this wonderful quality where it does sound lush and lean and I don't know, it sounds like, not to be hyperbolic, but if Phil Spector got his hands on the 1975, I think this is the kind of thing we might have heard. Probably not later day Phil Spector. That might have been a bit of a disaster for all concerned, but so I'll stick a couple of tracks in the comments as usual, but if you don't like them, try a couple more on Spotify, even if you think you can hear just something that you may identify with, because I think there is something for most people on here. Yeah, you might find that it's not for you, but hey, everything's not for everybody. Oh well. Being funny in a foreign language by the 1975. She's still preoccupied with 1975. That was 1985, wasn't it? Bowling for Soup. I should know that I was born in 85. Anyway, well recommended. So yeah, nothing more to be said really. Thank you very much. Stay very safe out there. Love and mercy. See you tomorrow.